Hey guys, what's going on? Russo here bringing you guys another video today. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a brand new series of mine. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than any of the other series that you guys have seen on YouTube, at least that I have put out. So, basically what we're going to be doing in this series, and I thought it was really good. If you guys have actually watched my Twitch channel, I'm a talker, guys. I can talk forever. As you guys can probably tell, I talk a mile a minute, and I thoroughly do enjoy talking. So, what I'm going to be doing is these videos are going to be raw, they're going to be uncut, they're going to be, I'm just going with it. Whatever comes up, comes up. If I screw up, and we're just going to go with it. So, this is going to be more of a video. It's not going to be more of a video to watch the content. We are currently rune crafting on our level 3. We're doing some Xana rune crafting, as you guys can see. We're doing some blood runes. Now, before you guys ask why am I doing blood runes, even though I'm 99, we are doing blood runes for the money, so that is why we are doing it. It is slightly a bit more GP per hour than it is with souls. It's a little less XP, but it is more GP, so that's why we are going that route. So, this new series that I'm going to be doing is going to be called Reflections with Russo. Now, today, the topic that I'm going to be talking about is my hardcore Ironman. So, I get a lot of questions in my stream. Are you going to start another hardcore? Where'd your hardcore go? Why did you quit Ironman? Why aren't you playing it? Why are you playing your level 3? Why are you making a Slayer? Basically, why are you living? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I get a lot of people that keep telling me, why did you quit the hardcore? It's such a nice account. And to be fair, guys, it is a really, really, really nice account. I really enjoyed playing it. I definitely enjoyed the aspect of hardcore. Yes. Was it very difficult to do? 100% it was difficult to do. It's something that you really have to, it's something that you really have to be a little bit cautious with, obviously we died to RFD, right? So it's something that you have to be a little bit cautious with, and, sometimes you can die from the most random things. I actually went to go ahead and make a couple other accounts and died to some pretty unfortunate things. I think we died to Hobgoblins, and we also died to Arty Knights. So, you gotta be really cautious on hardcore Ironman. They're very, very difficult to do. But the account was actually pretty nice. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and type in the stats right here. So sorry if you guys actually hear the keyboard. It is kind of loud. It is a mechanical keyboard, so I do apologize for that, guys. But yeah, so I mean, if I take a look at Project Russo, which was our hardcore, and a lot of you guys actually saw this account. I did a whole entire series on YouTube with him. I did, a whole entire Twitch series on him. And, hardcore is definitely something that I want to go back and talk about. So, if we go ahead and I'll probably throw the stats on the screen for you guys. But if we go ahead and actually take a look at the stats. So, our combat stats, pretty good. So, 58 hit points, kind of a little bit low, definitely redoable. And we got 60 attacks. We were able to wield our Dragon Scimitar. We had just gotten that the night that we actually died at Recipe for Disaster. We got 73 strength, which a lot of it is due to our fishing level. We have 56 range, 50 defense, 53 prayer, which is actually pretty good, and 72 magic. So all the combat levels combined, I think I was a little bit higher than 70. I think it was, it was around 76 combat. So all in all, not too bad. Now, the whole point of this series, guys, the whole point of Reflections, and this is probably going to be somewhat of a long episode. I'm going to continue to talk. We're just going to kind of, shoot the shit with you guys and talk about everything. And, am I going to go back to playing a hardcore? What am I going to be doing? Am I going to continue on him on as an Ironman? I don't really know yet, guys. I'm just going to kind of, this is basically my thoughts that are going on in my head, basically put into a video for you guys to actually watch and enjoy. So, basically, the combat stats are pretty good. They're not terrible. Now, if I could go back and change one thing, and if I do make a hardcore again, this is 100% what I'm going to do. I would have most definitely, so if you take a look at my Slayer level, it is only 44. Obviously, there's significant room for improvement. Now, we were following the Efficient Osiris God. I'm sure a lot of you guys actually do know about that god. It's very, very good. I swore by it all the way up until I died on RFD. I really, really did truly enjoy it. And, that was one of the guides. If it was not for that guide, I probably wouldn't have even gotten a start in hardcore Ironman or in Ironman in general. I'm not really good at the game in terms of, knowing where things are, picking things up on the way to other things, kind of doing things, start this right here, move here, etc. And that's exactly what this guide tells us. Some of the first steps are, go to Lumbered Swamp, pick up a piece of swamp tar, kill a rat for this quest, 100 steps down the road, right? You don't actually think about that stuff when you're actually playing normally. A lot of the stuff that I do in my level 3 is pure grinding, right? Exactly what we're doing right now. We're sitting on 15.4 mil rune crafting. We already have full 99s. We're almost at we're almost at 532 mil total XP. So that gameplay, that style of gameplay is totally different than this level 3, which is what I'm normally used to. So, playing on the hardcore Ironman, following the guide was definitely something that I would highly recommend to anybody if they are going to go and venture into Ironman or hardcore Ironman, whatever gameplay or whatever game mode that you guys decide. So, basically, we followed the guide straight up to a T. Now, we did get 99 fishing a little bit early, and I will kind of, reflect upon my other skills, a little bit later on in this video. But basically, what I want to say is that if I could go back and change one thing, and if we do a second attempt at a hardcore, which I'm very tempted to do, but the reason why, before I get into that, I will tell you guys why I'm not actually doing it. So the reason why I'm not doing the hardcore right away, and the reason why I've been streaming level 3 content in Slayer Alt, and some of the other things that you guys have been seeing on stream, is mentally I just don't think I'm there to actually restart the hardcore. Now, you guys can only imagine a lot of hours went into this account that I have. I mean, 530 plus million total XP. We have 1,540 total as a level 3. All 99s in this account, 200 mil, which took me almost 700 hours. So there is a lot of grinding that actually went to this account, guys. When I do restart an account, is it amazing content? 100%. Absolutely, it is amazing content. The issue, guys, is I have to do all this all over another account, right? And right now, I have emotionally not become detached from this level 3. This level 3 has been everything to me. This is an account I've wanted since I was 12 years old. This is an account that I've wanted ever since I've started playing RuneScape. I've always wanted a skiller. I've always wanted something that I could be proud of, and this is exactly that account for me. So, obviously, we could turn a hardcore Ironman into an absolute beast, but if we want to go, very, very far in the ranks, we're going to have to go get 200 mil fire making again. We're going to have to do tons of different things that we have to grind, and mentally, I was ready the first time around. Once I died, that mental state actually exited, right? I was not mentally prepared. We tried to go ahead and start up some more, and we actually failed quite miserably. So at some point, guys, we are going to, probably go back and explore hardcore Ironman. I'm totally not, against that. Now, the other thing is the difference between me and the difference between a lot of the other people who stream and, make series on YouTube. Some of them actually do play for ranks, but a lot of people do play for PVM drops, and that's totally okay. And that's pretty awesome. I give them a lot of credit. Me personally, I am not good with PVM. I mean, obviously, I died from Recipe for Disaster. So my main goal on that account was to get the quest cape, the diary cape, potentially because Wilderness Diaries is a little bit dangerous, and then obviously, the end goal was to get the max cape, right? So that was kind of my goal on the account, and that's, what I was kind of striving for. Moving back to what I would do differently in terms of combat. So we have 58 hit points, we have 73 strength, 60 attack, 50 defense, 56 range, 53 prayer, and 72 defense. Not terribly bad stats, but pretty bad stats when you think about somebody who has never done combat before. So me going into Recipe for Disaster, me not knowing what the bosses are like, me not being good with my F keys. Guys, I've never used F keys in my life. Tried to use F keys during the RFD boss. Did not work at all. Did not work at all. That's exactly why I misclicked, actually. Because when, if you guys actually go back and watch the clip again, you guys actually see that I close my inventory like that, as you can see on the screen, and I go to try to, tick-eat, and nothing actually happened. Or not tick-eat. I go to try to eat with the Karam one and the tuna potato, or the potato in general, and unfortunately nothing actually happened because I was just clicking dead air. So that's what actually happened. We are literally one tick away from not dying and saving the account. But, things happen. I needed more experience when it comes to that. So those combat stats in comparison to my PVM skilling and the way that I can actually do things are pretty terrible. So going back, one thing that I would definitely do is get my Slayer. That is 100% something that I will be doing. If the account was still a hardcore Ironman today, and we still did not go and do RFD, I would go ahead and probably get at least 50 Slayer, 55 Slayer, potentially even level 60 Slayer. Now, that's a lot of investment, that's a lot of skilling, that's a lot of prey pots to make, that's a lot of everything to make, that's a lot of food to cook, but the investment would be worth it, right? Imagine if we still had the account today, the investment would be well worth it. Yes, would it take me a couple weeks to probably get up to 60 Slayer? Most definitely, but our HP would probably be up closer to 65 or 70. Obviously, our melee stats would be a little bit higher. And most importantly, guys, I could, alch and get our magic up, which is exactly what I was using when I went ahead and did RFD. So, number one, guys, we would get our Slayer up. Number two, we would go learn how to do barrows. So, the one thing that I actually made a mistake with while we were doing RFD, you're supposed to be wearing tank gear when you're actually fighting these bosses. I was wearing Mystic, so that was the first step that we went wrong. It was advised that we could wear some pieces of Rune, but we actually didn't choose to do that. We actually chose to go with Mystic, and instead of wearing our tank gear, we wore that gear and obviously got comboed out for our 10-10 to actually lose. I mean, granted, we did misclick, so we kind of, did it to ourselves, but, on the contrary, we could have actually tanked a couple hits right there, and it might not have been as bad, and we could still have the account. So number two, guys, we would go to Barrows. Number one, obviously, we would go ahead and do some more Slayer. Obviously, those go hand in hand. Reason for that being is because it would get our combat stats overall in general. I'd probably like to go at RFD around 85 combat or so. Yes, does it seem a little bit overboard? 100%. But if I had my account, if I had to go do that to get my account back, I 100% would. Third thing, guys, I would actually potentially go and try to do the quest on another account. Either that or I would actually have studied up a little bit more. Practice my switching, practice my clicking. That's what I would go do. Now, as you guys can tell, we're doing rune crafting right now. Very, very AFK, very non-click intensive. Yeah, when we have to chisel some blocks, it's not that difficult to do. But when you're actually fighting a boss and you're in the heat of the moment and you have to, you know, constantly switch between certain screens, yeah, it can be very difficult to do, right? Especially when you're not used to it. That's the biggest thing. So you guys have to understand, are the mechanics that difficult to do? Absolutely not. Are they that difficult to do when you've never really done them before? Absolutely. So when I've never done this before, when I'm trying to switch between certain screens, it can be very, very, very difficult for me, and that's exactly what happened. So in terms of combat, guys, the 3 things that I would change: we'd do Barrows, we'd get our Slayer up, and we would 100% go and try to practice on other accounts. So moving on from our combat stats, we are going to go into our skills. So for those of you guys who are unfamiliar with the account, we actually have 3 99 skills to our name. First 99 that we actually got when we first came onto Galenor or in RuneScape was 99 fire making. Why is 99 fire making important? 99 fire making is very, very important for supplies on a hardcore. Supplies on an Ironman in general. I mean, a lot of people try to avoid Wintertide and not go ahead and do it. We actually went and did it, and you know, it's pretty simple for us. We did it with 200 mil fire making on our level 3, so we went ahead and did Wintertide on our hardcore. Now, it is kind of recommended to go to 75 if you're going to go the Zola route. Obviously, I was trying to play it a little bit safer. We had no intentions of doing bossing at least immediately, so that's why we went ahead and we actually just got ourselves 99. So, first 99 we got out of the way was 99 fire making. Second 99 we actually got out of the way was 99 fishing, I believe. So we went ahead and we got 99 fishing as far as I remember. So we went ahead, got 99 fishing. That was pretty awesome. Now, that is something that I would have changed, and I will kind of go back in that. And third 99 that we actually have in the account is 99 thieving. Why is 99 thieving so important? A lot of people know this, right? 99 thieving is very important because of cash stack, right? Cash flow and cash stack. When you are on a hardcore Ironman or an Ironman in general, your kingdom is extremely important to the success of the account. At least the early level success, right? So we went ahead, completed all the quests we needed for the kingdom, used that cash tag from RD Knights. We had about 8 to 10 million when we did get 99. We used all of that money and we funded our kingdom for days and days and days on end. Now, that's actually how we got our fletching level, which is 72. And that's actually how we got our magic level, or at least helped get our magic level, because we were alching the nature runes, and we were also alching with the nature runes, we were alching the maple longbows, and we were also using that cash tag to go ahead and buy those from the magic guild. So thieving was extremely important. Now, the one thing that I do not like about thieving is the blackjacking portion. I'm not really a big fan of blackjacking. So when you actually do blackjacking, you have to do it from about level 45, 55, all the way up to 91, 95, depending on when you actually want to start, doing pretty well at RD Knights. RD Knights are very difficult to pass anywhere before 91. They get really good at 95, and obviously at 99, they're very, very good. It's literally a no-fail right at 95 with the RD Medium Diary Cape. It is literally a no-fail. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty nice. That's when we actually got it. So we have 3 99s in the account: 99 fire making, 99 fishing, and 99 thieving. So are those replicable? 100%, guys. Could we go back today? Could we start up an account? And could we go get those 3 99s again? Absolutely. I would 100% go back and do that. Would I change a little bit of it? Of course. What I would do first is I would definitely go ahead and get our 99 fire making out of the way. I do not mind doing Wintertide. Wintertide's actually quite fast. We could probably bang out 99 fire making in literally less than a week on the hardcore, which would actually be pretty cool. So it's around 40 or 50 hours, maybe a little bit more, depending on if you fletch or not. I probably wouldn't fletch personally. I'm not really too keen on the rewards, and I like to get my points a little bit. And I value those a little bit better, and I also value my fire making XP a little bit more than, the fletching and the rewards. So we would probably go ahead and do that. Now, 99 fishing, would I do it the same way? Probably not. So for those of you guys who also don't know, we caught 1 million minnows on our account. So right now on the Ironman, that is Project Russo, we do have 1 million minnows worth of sharks, which is 25,000 raw sharks sitting on the account. So why would I not do that again? First of all, I did really enjoy kind of, fishing minnows and, doing all that stuff. I really did actually enjoy minnows. Minnows was something brand new into the game. The guide does not suggest them. It was something that just came out. We had to get the fishing outfit, or the fishing outfit, and we actually went ahead, or the angler outfit, we actually went ahead and caught ourselves some minnows. So that is not actually part of the 99, or what was supposed to be the 99. What you're basically supposed to do is actually just go ahead and do barbarian fishing all the way. So in the future, we probably would actually go do barbarian fishing. The reason being is we did not even end up using any of the sharks because we couldn't even cook them. So at level 89 cooking with the Family Crest gauntlets, and the Zaya range, that is when you can actually not burn any of the sharks. So we got nowhere close to 89 cooking. We were actually level 70 cooking, and that was only for the RFD subquest. I believe this is the Save King Awagawi. So we basically didn't use any of the sharks. I would never do that again. I'd probably just stick it out with barb fishing. If we wanted to go do minnows in the future, we'd 100% go back and do minnows. Obviously, at the time I was fishing minnows, did I think I was going to die? Absolutely not. I mean, I thought we were going to die at some point. Did I think we were going to die this quickly? No. So I thought we would actually get up to 89 and actually, be able to cook those sharks, which would have gotten us up to 96 cooking. So I want to do that over again. Would I get 99 fishing again? 100%. 100%. So at the point we were in the guide, the guide wanted us to already have 99 fishing. I kind of, swapped it around with thieving. We got 99 fishing second instead of thieving second. So that's kind of what I did. But would I do it the same route? No. We would do barbarian fishing the whole way. Probably have a little bit of a higher strength level. And obviously we would have a little bit higher of an agility level. Besides the fact that we did run a couple other agility levels. So is fishing replicable? 100%. Would I do it the same way? No, I would not do it the same way. I would go get minnows after the fact, or we'd actually get up to, maybe 90 fishing and just, fish on an as-needed basis, right? Our goal was max. We figured we'd bang out the 99 fishing anyway, so that's exactly why we did it. So, moving on to thieving. Would I do 99 thieving again? 1,000%. We need the cash deck. There's basically no choice for this. Does blackjacking suck? 100% it sucks. I hate blackjacking as well. I'm pretty sure everybody does. But once you get to Arty Nights, it's very rewarding, it's very useful, it's very helpful, and the cash deck's amazing. So that is one thing I would do. So in terms of skill, guys, in terms of my 3 major skills, the fire making, fishing, and the thieving, we would 100% go ahead and do those all again. So there's no problem with that. So basically, once again, I just want to remind you guys, what we are talking about is in reference to starting over the account. Would we start over the account? Would we go ahead? Would we actually make another one even though we have such nice stats on this account, or what appears to be such nice stats on this account? So, overall, my personal opinion is that we can actually replicate every single thing that we've done on this. It would take some time, keep in mind, we did actually have about 6 months worth of, we had about a month worth of gameplay in 6 months, which is exactly what this Ironman is sitting at right now. So it would take us some time, but I definitely think it's replicable, and I definitely think we can actually do better in the future. So those are my 399s. Next notable skills we have is 83 Hunter. We also have 80 Agility. Now, Agility, I have no problem with. We obviously need our Graceful. That's pretty much all we've done. We didn't really grind any Agility out. It's not like we went to go get 99. It's not like we were running rooftop courses forever. Basically, we just grinded out enough Agility so that we could alch during it, which was to get our magic level up, and we grinded out enough Agility so that we could actually get our Graceful. Only one set of Graceful, the normal off-white that you normally get from Grace and the Rogues Den, just the plain Jane one. Right, so we did do that. Would that be replicable? Would we do it again? 100%, guys. So, a little bit of a spoiler alert. We would do everything again. So everything, that I talk about, I'm going to do again. I just kind of want to give you a perspective on, maybe some things that we would change in the account, right? So moving on, guys, to another notable skill, we do have 83 Hunter. What we did on this, I would not change absolutely one thing. I really did enjoy what we did. We went ahead and we started shins a little bit earlier than I would have liked to. It was very, very slow, but obviously on an Ironman, you need to be self-sufficient, so we actually could use the chins and go for range. Once again, guys, we have 7,300 chins sitting in our bank on the Ironman, completely untouched and completely unused. There's nothing that I would change about that. It's just a little bit unfortunate that we actually were not able to use them. I would probably go in, the monkey caves in Monkey Madness or Monkey Madness 2. Sit there, either kill the skeletons, kill the monkeys, do whatever we need to, camp some, prayer pots, and kind of go from there. So, would we do that over again? 100%. Would we do the same exact way? Yes. I would go ahead and do Hunter the same exact way. We'd start up with some salamanders, guys. We would actually skip falconry, go catch some swamp lizards and canifis, and continue upwards and onwards onto wretched champas. Hopefully get into the private area and then make our way up to 99. So, that's what we would do, 100% replicable. I really, really enjoyed that. So, that's what we would do for those stats. Now, we do have a couple notable stats that are kind of low here. We have runecrafting that's level 9. I'm not really too fussed about that, and, it's pretty ironic that we're doing runecrafting right here in this video. So, runecrafting, guys, was not really, an area of, an area of focus on the hardcore, right? Eventually, on our way to max, we would 100% want to do that again, but really for us right now, it's not really too big of an area of focus. In the future, would I want to get 99 runecrafting on a hardcore? Absolutely. I think it'd be amazing. I think it'd be really, really amazing. It's like seeing a hardcore with an Inferno cape, or, seeing a hardcore with, something else, that's a very notable, I don't know, like a diary cape. Like, that'd be really cool, right? Knowing that they completed the Wilderness Diaries on their hardcore is pretty awesome, Obviously, it's not too comparable because we're talking about skills here, but runecrafting is probably one of those skills that takes the absolute longest when you're on a hardcore, besides, maybe fishing, or farming, and probably herblore. So, Rune crafting game would be amazing. We only had 9 rune crafting, wasn't really too fussed about that. What I would also change during the 99 fishing grind, guys, going back kind of to our fishing skill, we would actually have grown cats. That's one thing that we actually didn't do a lot of. We should have actually done a little bit more of that. I didn't want to carry a knife in my inventory during barbarian fishing. So we would actually go ahead, grow ourselves some cats, get a little bit more death runes for later on with the Ivan's Blast, killing dragons, killing pretty much anything with Ivan's Blast. I mean, that spell's amazing. I'd actually never used that before. So, and that would kind of tie into our Barrows runs as well, right? Using Ivan's Blast, going to Camp Barrows, doing things like that. So, as you guys can tell, there are a lot of things that I would change in the run, and I definitely think I want to do it again, and I definitely will do it again kind of in the near future. Well, near future as in a couple months, guys. We do have a couple things that we do want to sort out, such as the Slayer ult and, getting a little bit more XP on the level 3. So, moving on to farming, guys, another thing that I would change, farming was very, very difficult, but there was obviously, a rhythm that you had to get into. Now, we would start farming much, much, much earlier. So, the kingdom can only fund so much herb ore. We actually got 54 herb ore on the account, which isn't too shabby. We dumped every single XP lamp that we could into that skill. We also basically used every single herb that we had available to us, whether it come from kingdom, wintertide, drops from Slayer monsters, whatever it may be. We actually dumped every single herb into that skill, most obviously. So we got 54 herb ore, not too shabby, guys, but keep in mind, we didn't even break, a couple 100,000 experience, and we have to get all the way up to 13 million. So basically a lot of kingdom for that, basically a lot of Slayer. Also, we will have to go and kill a lot of other monsters to get herb drops, but most importantly, we do have to start our farming a little bit earlier on next time. So that's one thing that I would definitely change with the farming skill. We did only have 43. I'd kind of, have to map out a farming run much more effectively and be a little bit more diligent about that stuff, moving forward. So farming, that's 100% what I would change. Wood cutting, I would not change anything. Cooking, not really too big of a fan of the mess hall, but we kind of don't have a choice. I wouldn't change anything that we did on that. Obviously, going back to fishing, we would not have actually done anything with the minnows because we couldn't even cook the sharks. I mean, they're just literally sitting there, which is really, really unfortunate because it is something very, pleasing to look at in the hardcore bank. So in terms of smithing and modding, wouldn't change an absolute thing. I really enjoyed what I did. I did blast furnace with gold ore for smithing, and I also did modding and did some iron ore. But eventually we would go camp it out at MLM, get some gems for crafting, get some ores for blast furnace to making mithril bars, addy bars, etc. Absolutely wouldn't change anything. Construction was another very interesting skill for me on the hardcore Ironman. I truly enjoyed it. You do have to go to the Woodcutting Guild, make a ton of planks, sit there, and basically manually do construction. Now, the idea is if you go do Slayer, I'm sure, you will get a lot of plank drops, or at least a lot of log drops that you can eventually, make into planks to, to get up your construction level. So that is something we'll have to do in the future. Once again, it wasn't really too bothered by that. 72 fletching strictly came from Kingdom. Made a ton of maple longbows. Really, really enjoyed that. Obviously, it's kind of a crucial step to the Ironman. We have to make a ton of maple longbows, out those to get our magic level up, and that would have actually helped us with the RFD boss, so it wouldn't change anything with that. In terms of crafting, guys, I did not like buying from charter ships. I probably wouldn't have bought from charter ships, to be honest with you, as much as I did. I bought a little bit too much from charter ships at the beginning of the account. We camped there a little bit too often. I didn't realize that you would hop worlds, do the make glass spell, I believe, on lunars, and then actually just blow glass that way, and that was the most efficient thing to actually do. So I would kind of not go ahead and buy from charters. I'd kind of go buy from charters on an as-needed basis. I wouldn't have probably bought as many as I was. So I think I pretty much touched on every single skill, guys. The moral of this, the moral of this reflections is I really just want to kind of talk to you about what was going through my head in terms of the hardcore, right? We didn't do anything crazy with PVMing. We had about 195 quest points, which is actually pretty cool. I've never gotten anywhere near that amount of quest points on an account ever. So for me, that was a lot of fun. I got to learn a lot about questing. I got to learn a lot about the RuneScape map, what's available to you in the game, new fashionscape items, new items that are very, very helpful in terms of questing. We got to explore fairy rings, which is something I've never had access to. We got to explore so many things, and I'm very, very grateful, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So that is something that I will be doing in the future as well. I loved to do questing. Questcape was one of those things that was an ultimate goal of mine, and I've never accomplished it on an account. So why not go ahead and accomplish that on the hardcore? I think that'd be one hell of a place to start. So in terms of questing, absolutely love that. But all in all, guys, my kind of take on this, and that is what this series is going to be about. It's going to be me kind of, telling you my thoughts. What do I think about certain topics? I'll talk about either skilling on a level 3, level 3s in general, what the community thinks about them. Maybe some updates that are coming through in the game. I just kind of want to share your thoughts on the game, share my thoughts on the game with you guys, kind of get some feedback in the comment section below. We can talk about it. We can, talk about it on stream. I love talking. I love talking to you guys as well. I think, getting people's perspectives is really, really important, right? Because you might see something one way, but somebody else might see it another way. And when you really take a step back, you might be able to see it their way, or they might be able to see it your way. And you guys can kind of come and meet in the middle and find a happy medium. So basically, I want to make this video to kind of give you guys the rundown of exactly what I was thinking about, exactly how I was feeling about the hardcore. It has been about a week since the death now of the hardcore, so I haven't really known what to do on stream, haven't really known what to do on YouTube. That's kind of why there is a lack of YouTube videos, so I do apologize for that. We are kind of going to, we're going to kind of be coming to a regular cadence with YouTube very, very soon. I'm going to try to get as many videos uploaded as I possibly can. I got a couple ideas in my head. They're obviously going to take a little bit to film, so that's going to be, it's going to be pretty brutal on my end, but I'll make sure to get those done for you guys. But yeah, so the moral and the point of this series is I just want to, kind of be, open and honest with you guys, talk to you guys about things, kind of give my reflections, kind of give, my insight and my perspective on different topics. And this first episode was our hardcore Ironman, because I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, why was there an Ironman episode? What is he actually doing? Because I know not all of you guys actually watch me on Twitch. We get a couple hundred views on our videos, and I'm definitely not averaging a couple hundred viewers, every single day that I stream on Twitch. So just kind of want to make this series for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys do like it. Hopefully you guys are still here. If you guys are still here, make sure you put in the comment section below Russo. If you guys put Russo in the comment section below, that means I know that you guys listened all the way to the end of this video. So a massive thank you to those of you guys who actually did. If you guys actually listened up to this point as well, if you guys could drop a like, I would be very, very appreciative and very, very thankful for that. So hopefully you guys kind of like this raw, uncut, just, kind of everything off the top of the head, kind of just ramble. This is definitely something you guys should be listening to while you're skilling or playing. We're not really doing too much for the content. We're just kind of, putting up the room crafting there as kind of a, we're kind of putting the room crafting up there on the level 3 as kind of, hey, you can watch something if you'd like, but you definitely, probably go play your own game or play a different game and just kind of listen to our voice. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. I do hope to make a hardcore in the very near future. We're probably going to go ahead and experience that again. We also may go take the route of only doing the Ironman. A lot of people actually did say, hey, you know what? If you go make a hardcore, inevitably you're going to die again. Why not just start an account that almost has 1,500 total, 99 fishing, 99 thieving, and 99 fire making? Well, the reason is, guys, hardcore just kind of has that ring to it, and it's quite, it's a little bit more impressive because it shows that you hadn't died, right? A great Ironman is awesome, and yes, does it open up a lot of doors? 100% it does, but, for my goals and my aspirations on the hardcore, it's to actually get total level and max the account. It's not necessarily to get certain PVM drops. So, would, being an Ironman open ourselves up to bossing and different, PVM drops? Of course it would. Absolutely. Would a hardcore actually open itself up to that? Probably not. Maybe at some point, but we definitely have to get some practice in, and we definitely have to get used to, doing bossing and, killing certain Slayer monsters or killing certain monsters in general. So, but anyways, guys, I know this video is super long. It's probably like over 20 minutes at this point. I don't actually really know. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, if you guys have made it to this point and you guys have enjoyed kind of the first episode of Reflections with Russo, make sure you guys do drop a like. It definitely does help the channel out. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next episode.